Hello and welcome to our third podcast in the Employability series. My name's Basdogan, career consultant at Aston University, and today's podcast we're going to speak to a few more alumni, shining a light on the career service and how we focus on careers to help students get graduate level work. Just to mention again that Aston University won University of the Year runner-up in the Graduate Employment Times Guide this year, and our Careers and Placement Service won Placement Service of the Year in 2022. We've got a wide range of connections with employers, local, national, international. We understand that the employment market is very competitive. We encourage and help all our students to build a professional network, and our degrees here will help students build the skills and knowledge they need to secure graduate level work. Today I have Arman and Precious joining me, and I'll be asking you both a little question about yourself and your work. So Precious, could I start with yourself, please?
Sure.
Tell us a little bit, where are you from and what job are you doing at the moment?
Okay, my name's Precious, like you already said. I'm from Nigeria, and I'm currently an analyst developer at MS Amlin, and it's an investment company. So basically what we do is, what I'm currently doing is basically automating processes. So the client has come to us that they have been processes and projects and results that they have done manually. So we are to automate that process. And as an analyst, I use tools like Power BI, programming tools like SQL, Python, and all of that. I'm currently doing all of that. And honestly, just to shine more light on Adam, he was one of the people that helped me get my internship at Marks and Spencer, which gave me like a propelling speed to be able to apply for more roles and to be confident. And yeah, I think that's a bit about myself. And thank you, Adam, once again.
No, it's so nice to see you today, Precious. And you mentioned like, oh, you helped me get this role, and always nice. And it's really nice for my side to see students go on and get jobs after you graduate as well. So really happy for you as well. Would you mind sharing a little bit about what kind of help did you get from me to get the role at Marks and Spencer's?
Okay. So immediately I came into the country, I started applying because I had a family member that had stayed years without getting a job, and I knew the effect it took on her mentally. And because of that, I jumped on a call and I saw that we had the opportunity to get access to career placement advice. And I called Peggy immediately, and she told me that this is really good. You need to tweak your CV and all of that. As at the time, I had like 10, 20 rejections. So I knew there was something wrong. So when I reached out to her, she pointed it out to me. And then when the opportunity for Shell and Marks and Spencer's came, she was like, prior to that, she had told me that you can reach out to other people on the team in case I'm not available. And we jumped on a call for Shell and Marks and Spencer, and we spoke at length. You even gave me the opportunity to go on Glassdoor, which I saw people's experiences. When you go on Glassdoor, it gives you an opportunity to see what people have been through and the experiences with the interview. And with that, it makes you more confident because it streamlines your learning process. It streamlines your interview process, like your preparation stage and all of that. So you helped me. You stayed on the call for like 30 minutes. You were encouraging me like with communication. So because I'm not really good with communicating, you made sure that I was confident. You built my confidence. So I think you did a splendid job with that, and thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. I was clearly working with a very good student there as well. And so you've mentioned my colleague Peggy. She's the career consultant who looks after postgraduate students in the business school as well. Tell us a bit about your course, what you're studying, and how the course helped you prepare for the role.
Okay, so when I jumped on a call, the first call I ever had with Peggy, she was like, I want you to know, because I came to study business analytics, and it's a great course, trust me. And then she said, be aware because you are going to have to do Python. And if you know Python is a programming language that everyone is scared of. But just hearing her say it made me more confident, or it made me want to learn Python. So she pushed me to wanting to learn Python immediately. And with that, she also helped me because with the interviews that came, like there were some times where I had to do like programming interviews and all of that. So with that foundation and with that help, she really did help me. And I'll give you another example. For Marks and Spencer, she spent like an hour with me, building my confidence, speaking from the interviewer's perspective, asking me questions. She would ask me things like, so in a situation like this, what would you do? And that really did help me because those were the questions that I was asked during that period. And just to see that it built my confidence. And one of the things that they pointed out was that you are really a good communicator. And it was thanks to Peggy and you, and I'm grateful.
It sounds, you've got that ability and knowledge already, and it was just kind of, how do I shape what I want to say? And it looks like Peggy's really helped, and you've done a lot of work to get there as well.
Yeah.
You'd mentioned that you did something around 20 applications. How and when did you become aware of the career support when you joined the course?
Okay. If I go to my email right now and I type unfortunately, I would see close to, no, I counted it because I wanted to tell my story. I saw close to 100 to 250, honestly speaking. So it was that demoralizing. But the thing about it was that this is where my faith comes into play, because I believe in God, and he pushed me because immediately I landed into the country, I knew there was something I had to do. And so I jumped on the call and I saw that they had like career advice, placement advice, and all of that. They had that team structured. Aston has that team. So it was from, even before I enrolled, I got into the school, I already called the career and placement team and spoke to Peggy. I was one of the first people she spoke to. So yeah, that's it.
It sounded like you got a lot of drive and you had that ambition early on. Yeah. So you knew that you want what you wanted to achieve. Thanks very much. I'm coming over to yourself. So tell us, where are you from? What did you study? And what's work look like now?
Sure. Thank you for inviting me for this podcast recording. I'm Arman, originally from Iran. Before coming to Aston University, I had about more than 14 years experience in construction engineering. I studied construction management and engineering here. At the moment, I work at HS2 as a section engineer for HS2 structures at EKFP, which is a great joint venture of 4 leading companies in civil infrastructure: Eiffage, Kia, Ferrovial, and BAM Nuttall.
About in your work, I guess that's quite project based as well. What are some typical issues and challenges that you might find?
The most challenging thing was how to bring my experience to this workplace. When I started my career at HS2, I think I was lucky because my company was more diverse than Aston University. Aston University is a diverse university. I think because Birmingham is the second biggest city in UK and is a diverse city. So Aston is a diverse university. But my workplace, my office was more diverse than here. All these 4 companies are from 4 countries in Europe, and most of them bring their own engineers here. So I was lucky to be in that diverse workplace. But my biggest challenge was how to bring my experience from my country to here. Some of them was so useful here. Some of them was not useful in this special job because I was working in some other fields like highways, for example, some interchange. But at the moment we are working at high-speed train, and that was my most challenging point.
What did you find particularly different about working in the UK?
Everyone are supportive. Yeah, basically my manager, he was so supportive from the first day. He was like that. Don't worry, it's not that hard that you think. I will help you. Everybody's here to help you. They learn me step by step how the works are doing here, how the job is done here, and it was supporting during the work. Was the best one.
You didn't expect that?
No, I didn't expect that one. Yeah, I thought when you start working, everybody wants you to be at top, because I told them that I have 14 years experience, and I thought that they want me to be on my top, but it takes time to familiar yourself with the project, with the engineers work there, with the responsibilities, everything. It takes time, but they support me for that duration to make myself familiar. Yeah.
It's a really nice, maybe misconception that people have that, I've got to go in and perform from day one, rather than, the employers are going to help me grow and build my skills there.
Support,
Precious, just coming back over to yourself,
Okay.
keeping on the misconception theme, was there anything that you thought university in the UK would be like that was maybe different or a surprise for you?
I think one of the great shockers for me would be having a community. I am very introverted. I know it's something to argue, but I am really, really introverted. But I was blessed to be in a community whereby people were just so nice and people were just so good to me. And prior to this, one of my fears was, will I meet people? Will I make friends? I have a community of Black friends. I have a community of Indian friends. We would have dali, we would eat together, would have fun and all of that, biryani and all of that. And then I also joined the Aston Auntie. It made me meet other people. I also joined the Aston Bright Future Society. It made me meet other people, and then I created these long-lasting relationships. I still have contacts to date that we still talk to. So my greatest fear was not finding friends, but my shocker here in the UK, I have a lot of friends, long-lasting relationships.
That is so brilliant to hear. So, because likewise, some of my closest friends are still the ones that I made at university, and that was some time ago, right?
Yeah.
And it does seem, especially when you're coming from overseas, to bridge that gap, to make friends,
Exactly.
that can be a bit more of a scary prospect, maybe. Every time we spoke, you always seem very nice, and you come across maybe not as an introvert. What was it like then, sort of being able to build those relationships?
I think it would be extending yourself, like coming out of your shell, because as an introvert, it's really okay for you to close yourself. But then in a community like this, where you have to try, because you're an international student, you've come here for progress, you've come here for growth, you have to come out of your shell and extend yourself. So I would extend myself. There's one of my friends called Atira. She's really quiet too, and she's an Indian friend. And I made sure I extended myself to her and said, I want to be your friend. Do you get? So you have to come out of your shell, extend yourself, and show them who you are, and they will accept it, and they will accept you. So it's just stretching yourself. That's what I would say.
No, it's brilliant what you've just said, and it kind of resonates because one of our student union presidents, Adora, she's from Hong Kong, and she had exactly the same story. She's an introvert. She came over, didn't know where anything was in the university, and I think she managed to join a few clubs. And again, you start to make friends, and then before you know it, you've got loads of different circles of friends as well.
Yeah.
I mean, how about yourself? How was the transition from home country into studying here?
For me, I think it was simpler because I came here with my family. I have a 6 years old daughter here. And for me, it was simpler. But I think for the international students, it's so much important to find a body inside university. Based on this podcast is about how to find job, about our career. During my searching for applying for job, believe me, it was a really difficult situation. I want to advise all the current students, don't wait for graduation. They have to start making their CV, even start applying before their dissertation. It's a more important thing to do. But during the applying for job, if you got a buddy to help you what to do, maybe sometimes you need someone to review your CV from outside to see what's wrong, what is more important to highlight it. And for next step, when you got some interviews, during the interview, your body can help you to simulate that interviews. You can, manage a Teams meeting. You can stay in another room, and you can simulate that interview to make you more familiar with the situation. Yeah, that's so important to make somebody.
Really important point that you make there. We know from careers research that students who speak with 5 people have exponentially better results in their career because they talk to people who are doing the job and they learn what it's like. And the other thing that you say is don't wait until the end of the course to apply. I think that's a big misconception. If you studied elsewhere in the world, maybe you can finish the course and then look for a job. Whereas in the UK, the employers start trying to recruit very early on, like October, November. So like you say, as soon as you start the course, you need to start looking for jobs as well.
Yeah, for me, based on my experience, I started to applying from, I think, July. My dissertation, my graduation was September, but I started to applying. Before that, I was editing my CV, searching for the position, what position I can apply based on my experience, which one is better for me, which one is not good for me. But I started from July. And believe me, for the first days, I was applying, for example, 40 jobs per night. But it wasn't, I wasn't familiar with the companies, with the roles. After a while, after 1 or 2 months, I was in another situation that I know what I want to do, which company is better for me, which company will sponsoring my visa. I make a short list for myself, for roles, for companies. Unfortunately, for my situation, I think I was lucky, but you have to try. For my situation, I gone directly from student visa to tier 2 visa, which was a sponsorship visa. I think that's the point everyone which start studying here want to be there. So, like I said, I advise them to start earlier. Yeah.
And you mentioned you made 40 applications, right?
Per night.
Per night. So I'm guessing if you did that many, it was difficult to research the company, and maybe you're sending the same CV to every company and maybe not getting much success at the beginning.
Yeah. But after a while, you will be experienced.
You get good at writing those CVs.
You know how to change your CV for that specific company, how to specialize your CV for a specific job role, job title. And believe me, after 2-3 months, we'll be an expert on that.
But that's another really important point, that customizing the application is really important here in the UK. You have to let the employer know, I understand what your business does, who your clients are, and this is how my skill applies to your company specifically. I do think that, again, if you've got some buddies or mentors, they can help pinpoint what that looks like. I tell my students, I used to work in recruitment. I'm now a careers consultant. But if you want to be an engineer, I don't know anything about engineering. You need to find 5 engineers and ask them about their jobs to really help with the application as well. Precious, I know you did really well to expand your social network and start building friendships. Did you have any buddies or mentors as well?
I'm really excited that you asked me that question because before you start your education in Aston University, you are sent a message that this is your body. You can reach out to this person. And I think that is really, really key that people should take advantage of. Why I'm saying that is because your body sheds more light on the course you're about to embark on, what to expect, who you need to speak to. And then for mentorship, I would say I'm really driven about my career. So when I see someone and I want what the person wants and then what the person has, I pursue it, So for me, it was Shupadeep. He's one of the business analytics professors. He really did help me. He was my project supervisor and he coached me. And there was one time he called me and I was really, really down. And he encouraged me, keep pushing. It just takes just that one answer and you will get the job. Do you get what I mean? So having a body that has already been infused into the system by Aston and having a mentor too that is ready to look after your growth and success in your career is something I'm really, really grateful for that Aston has offered me. Yeah.
No, wonderful. And Arman, I wanted to ask you, did you join any society? I know you came over with a family as well, so I don't know if you had enough time to join any societies, clubs.
With a part-time job and family, everything. It was different for me. I didn't have enough time to attend that societies, but I know that it's really important and useful for international students. Yeah.
And did you have a mentor or a buddy yourself on your course?
Unfortunately, not. Yeah.
No. Sometimes I'm the same. I tell everyone to get a mentor, and then I don't have one myself. So
yeah.
Do you have any tips though? What would be your one piece of advice for students looking to join Aston at the moment then?
To join Aston or to start a job?
Well, we like to blend both of them together, right? So
to join Aston, as I said, Aston University has a nice campus in the heart of Birmingham City, which is the second biggest city in UK, and it will really help them to build their next career. Believe me, there is too many positions to apply around the West Midland. You can easily find job here more than the other part of UK. That's what I found. But for the one they are trying to get a job in the UK, my best advice is to don't disappoint. I know that email that you said is really disappointing. It will push you in a hard situation, but don't disappoint. Try more and you will get it.
Yeah. And like they say, it's easier to get a job maybe around
West Midland. Yeah.
So I know you both did lots of work to get that. So it's not maybe easy, but perseverance, keep with it. Definitely London has a lot of jobs, but maybe there's a lot of people in London.
Yeah.
So it's very, very competitive there. There are lots of jobs around the Birmingham area. Precious, any tips from yourself for students?
Okay, I would say for me, because of who I am, and I would say that my distinguishing factor would be my faith. God really did help me get where I am today, and I would not take away from that. And then secondly, for Aston, when you're coming here, have the perspective that you will be supported. You will be supported. I am friends with Adam, I'm friends with Peggy. That's because they supported me, and that's because they have given me the push and they have given me the encouragement to get to where I am today. And then for getting a job, I would say that don't be discouraged. Like, I know that I said that I have so many unfortunates in my emails, but the thing is, it just takes just that one answer, like my friend will always say, and just keep pushing. It takes tenacity, it takes perseverance, it takes you to wake up in the morning and say, I must get this, and you have to drive and you have to push yourself to get it. So that's what I would say. That's what I would advise them.
It's always easy to say this if I'm not the one who went to the interview and I get the rejection. But every time you do an interview and application, you can learn from that. I think that's what you were mentioning as well, wasn't it, Arman? That each time it's unsuccessful, you learn a little bit why that was unsuccessful, build on that, and then keep going, and it'll get there in the end.
Yes. Yeah, that's very true.
Super. I'd like to thank both of our guests,
Thank you.
Precious and Arman. Thank you so much for coming back in on campus to see us and talk to us about your careers today. That brings this episode to an end. If you're interested and would like to find out more about how Aston supports students with their employability, you can visit aston.ac.uk/careers/postgraduate. Thanks, Raj.